Yeah, Scythe. Real Scythe. Like, made for cutting grass, hay, straw, by hand. We are gonna, I don't know if restore is the word, but do a little fixie-uppy stuff on this thing.
Are we spray painting your scythe?
I'm not yet.
You better not. You gotta leave it old and antique. I'll take it back.
Tell them what you're doing.
We're making a wire arbor thingy for some wild grapes
Yes.
that I found.
Is it hot out here?
It is hot.
Okay. I agree. Okay.
The pool would be great, but somebody mowed and threw a bunch of dirt and grass into it. So
You're welcome.
yeah.
Starting to come together. We're using green bamboo for structure. Because it's flexible, and then when it dries, it'll dry in that shape, that arch shape. It's hot. There you go. You got an arbor.
Yeah.
Talk to the people.
I love it.
Yeah?
We got the grapevines
Yeah, look at this.
pulled over there. So
Yep, run up under there.
our next step is to get all the other creepy crawly viney things out of here because we got a lot of greenbrier, we got a lot of Virginia creeper. It's all right here, so we got to get it all pulled out so we only have grapes growing up.
I'm gonna take a quick shower, work on my scythe while drinking a beer, and then I got a live stream.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I'm not.
love you.
You're gonna explode.
Oh. Alright, so shower has been had, and beer has been acquired, and now I'm gonna do a little bit of work on this here scythe, this grass axe, and yeah, I'm gonna start with some galvanizing primer. This stuff's actually pretty good. Start with some of this, and then while that's drying, I'm gonna take some boiled linseed oil and oil up the handle. And then by that time, the primer cures in like 15 minutes, and then I'm gonna put a little bit of this here black gloss paint on it. Just this is Rust-Oleum, just to protect the metal more than it already is. And then I will file an edge on it at some point. I may not get to it today, but I will. But you can see I've already started. I put a very rudimentary edge on it. It was just sharp enough to cut butter with. I don't know if y'all can see that, but I put a very rudimentary edge on it. And I mean, I wouldn't want to get hit with it, but it's not sharp per se. So, Operation Grass Axe. It's also cracked here and here on both sides. I don't know if they're using it as a hammer or what, but it is cracked. It does seem to be holding together for right now. So in light of that fact, we're gonna let it be. And then if we, down the road need to TIG weld that back together, we'll TIG weld that back together. Yeah, I know how to TIG weld too, and stick weld, and MIG weld. All the things. Yeah, I might know how to do all the construction-y things, but I sure as hell don't know how to turn a spray paint can upside down and spray it until just propellant comes out when I get done using it, which is why the primer didn't work. So, It's just got black on it now, which should be adequate. I mean, it already looks cool. Yeah. Iron. It looks like iron. Some people pronounce it iron, but it's spelled iron. Oh, gotta put a little dab right there. Mr. Spat. This thing is cool. I feel like, well, the Angel of Death. I feel like the Angel of Death. Infamous Butcher. Angel of Death! Oh, sorry, that's a Slayer song. And it's not about the guy with the scythe, which is Saturn, which is the Angel of Death, which, you know, all false gods. All a bunch of horse pucky and nonsense. The Angel of Death was about Joseph Mengele, which is a whole nother story. Why am I quoting Slayer lyrics at you? Yeah, got it. Get the spray paint on it.
Huh. Wrong side, camera.
Okay, there we go. This is boiled linseed oil. Now, this is a gallon of it. It's about 20 bucks for a gallon, but the good news is a gallon will last you, well, just figure out who you're gonna leave it to when you die, because it's more than you're gonna need, unless you own a hardware store full of, I gotta get out of the sun. Unless you own a hardware store full of long-handled tools, this is gonna last you forever and a day. Says me. Or if you lose it or leave it somewhere else, and then you gotta go buy another one for 20 bucks at the hardware store. This is really easy. You put this on dry wood, you rub it on with a cloth, you let it soak in for a short while. You could go 15 minutes, you could go overnight, whatever, and then you come back with a dry cloth and wipe off the excess and then let it air cure. And what it does is it soaks into the wood, displaces any moisture in the wood, and it causes the wood to swell. So, for example, if you're putting a new handle into a tool, like an axe or a shovel or whatever, you want to oil it first so that the wood swells up. I'm being yelled at by a daughter that it's time for dinner, so stand by. All right, I'm gonna go eat dinner, but two things. Number one, we're gonna let this thing soak up overnight and probably put another coat because it's been so long since since it's been oiled that it just whoosh, sucked it right up. So I'm gonna go ahead and let it sit overnight, and then I'll put some more on it tomorrow. And then number two, your cloth. This is an oil. Do not leave this balled up somewhere. Lay it out so it can breathe. And I don't know why this is, but spontaneous combustion does happen from oily rags, which is why in a paint shop you put your oily rags in a metal bucket with a lid so that if they do spontaneously combust, it's in a fireproof container. So don't leave that rag balled up full of oil unless you want your place to burn down. And no, I don't understand spontaneous combustion. I'm not a wizard. I don't know, but it's a real thing. It happens. So we'll pick up on this tomorrow. It's day 2. You were not happy with the fact that I was gonna fix this up, and you were like, no, leave it the way that it is. I'm not in the shot. There. What do you think?
It looks good.
Say that a little louder.
It looks good.
It looks good. Do you wanna? Yeah, we'll show the peeps.
It looked great as it was.
No. It looked old as it was. So here's the black iron, the sickle of death. And then here's the handle that's now been oiled with linseed oil. Feels much better in the hand now because the wood has swole up. And whatcha! So now I'm gonna file an edge on it, and then you and me gotta, what are we doing? Peas in the garden?
Stringing lines
A bug just flew in my ear.
for the peas.
Peas. We got to put up lines for the peas in the garden. So I'm going to file this right quick, and then we're going to do the peas in the garden thing. Stand by. Oh yeah, so you know that's pretty good, you know. So this is called a 10-inch flat bastard file, and that's not because we're unsure of who its daddy is, but that's just what it's called, is a flat bastard file. Some people also call them an end mill file, but yeah, this single cut mill bastard file, Lima Bastarda Mil de Picadura Simple, is the Espanol. So anyway, you know, I use this here to make this thing kind of sharp, and it's actually a pretty toothy blade now, so I'm gonna go over here in the field and see if I can cut some hay. A little look at the edge. I don't know if you guys can see that at all, but better than it was. She's toothy, which is what you want. It's, by toothy I mean it has like little itty bitty serrations on it. You can feel it carefully with the tip of your thumb. It's definitely got an edge. I don't know if it's got a cutting grass with a bare edge, but we'll find out. So my wife off camera just said two wonderful things. One was, I ain't getting all out in that grass and getting all chiggery, which is a word, chiggery. Then she also said, you better go ahead and try it before you video it, which I'm not gonna do. It's entirely possible that I suck at this. I've never scythed grass before, and as I said before, this thing was made for somebody who's about 14 inches shorter than I am. 15, 16, 18 inches shorter than I am. But we're gonna try it, question mark. And I'm also very unsure of the technique. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Like this? Is that how it works? Like this? Like this?
Yeah. No, behind you.
Like this. But see, that's what I mean. The angle, like, I feel like you need to be this tall for this to work. Hey, it's scythed. Hey, it's scythed.
I think it should be more of an upward.
More of an upward? Like this? No, because it's about the angle of approach. Like you want it to, like a mower blade, like that. I got it. I got it. This is a toddler scythe. That's what this is, a kid's scythe. One more chore for the children. That's what it is. It scythes ish. I could definitely, probably, that's a word. I could definitely improve my technique.
Yeah.
But then also, check this out. This just happened. So we should tighten that down. So anyway, the scythe. Will there be a part 2? Probably. Let's go do the pee things. Not like peeing. P-E-A, not P-E-E. It's gross. You guys need to check your browser history. It's gross. All right, so we're walking over to where we were working yesterday, where we left all of our tools from yesterday. I seem to recall a white bearded gentleman of the neo-pioneer persuasion here lately saying something about how you should put your tools up at the end of the day, have time at the end of the day to put your tools up, or your pools up. You can put your pools up too, whatever. We didn't do that yesterday. So now we need to go get our pliers and our hatchet. Oh, the sheep say hi. Be meat. Be meat. Okay. Be meat. Bye, sheep. Bye. 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 They have food and water and grain and shade. They're fine.
They see us and they want everything to do with us, but then we go over there.
My sheep hear my voice and they know me.
Yes.
And I call them by name.
Well,
Or some such thing. Yeah, none of them have names, which is how you know they're food. Oh gosh. All right, so now we're gonna go over here to the garden, which needs to get weeded, which hasn't happened yet, and do the things. But there's the garden being gardeny. So we're gonna string up some pays with a hatchet. Oh, I didn't grab the stick I needed to grab. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we really got to do the weeding thing. Okay, stand by, folks. If you've ever had to mow your driveway, you might be a redneck. I'm constantly, you're showing your butt to the whole internet, babe. I'm constantly having to think of Jeff Foxworthy quotes out here in the homestead. Or what should be Jeff Foxworthy quotes. So yeah, you know, I might have just weeded the garden with a weed whacker, because, I mean, it's called a weed whacker, right? So I whacked the weeds. But it's looking pretty good in there. Looking pretty good. But yeah, it's our first attempt ever at a Back to Eden Jardin. So yeah. Thus endeth this video. You got anything, any witty words to add? No? You're out of wit?
I got maters.
You got maters? Yeah, we do have some tomatoes. What else in there? Should we recap it for the people? Should we tell them what's planted and what's actually growing?
What's growing? We've got peppers growing.
Well, come over here where they can hear you. They can't hear you over there. I can't even hear you over there.
We got peppers growing.
Oh, no, come here and talk to them.
To
Treat them like your friends. What's in here?
We've got peppers growing.
Peppers growing.
Broccoli started too late and has all bolted, so I'm letting it bolt. And we've got cauliflower. I think same thing's probably gonna happen to it. We got an artichoke. We have some.
They can't. When you look over there and talk, they cannot hear you on the video.
Okay. We have some melons.
Okay.
We have some tomatoes. Lots of tomatoes. We've got some green beans and lots of potatoes.
Lots of potatoes growing.
And some peas.
And some peas. Yeah. Cucumbers have not come up.
No.
So you're gonna seed start some cukes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and carrots haven't come up, but it's probably too late in the season for that to even be a thing.
Oh, carrots are late season.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
So.
But our bush beans haven't come up. None of our bush beans came
Some
up.
of them, yeah.
No, those are pole beans on the
No,
outside.
the front. There's some. There's some. Yes.
Not like we had last year.
No, not like we had last year.
I got half of mine to go till that area over there that we had last year, because it's not doing anything anyway. Just till it up and plant some of this corn that we got to feed all your dang birds. We'll see. All right, that's gonna do it for real this time. Shalom. Shalom.